long have I been here? Kill. How long have I been in this godforsaken cabin? Kill her. What happened? What is happening? Kill her now.
Shut up!
I scream.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
I'm standing in the hallway of a small cabin, facing a closed bedroom door. Sobs come from inside. Suddenly, it starts to come back to me, like I've just awoken after falling asleep during a movie I've seen before. There's confusion, sure, but it clears slowly. The woman sobbing in the bedroom is my brother's girlfriend, Olivia. She's scared of me. I know she's scared of me, but the why is still foggy. It's not her anymore. That voice in my head, it's not mine. I don't recognize it. I feel exhausted, my muscles burning. Olivia's gone.
Why are you doing this?
Olivia sobs.
Why?
It's a trick. Kill her. The light in the hallway is poor. The window at the end of the hall is completely dark. I step over to it, raising my hands to look out. They're caked with something. Shifting to bring my hands into the dull light of the single hallway bulb, I see that it's blood. They're caked in blood. Why? A soft breeze kicks up in the hallway, and a faint smell invades my nostrils, almost like the scent of mothballs mixed with pine air freshener. Forgetting about the window, I stumble down the hall toward the living room area, a headache hunkering down between my temples. There, lying face down in front of the fireplace, is my brother. A hatchet is sticking out of his back, and a pool of blood surrounds him, seeping slowly into the cracks between floorboards. He attacked me, I say to myself, remembering the events as though they took place 20 years ago, instead of hours or minutes ago. He attacked me. There was something wrong with his eyes. They were white. He told me he wanted to swallow my soul, so I killed him. The soft creak of rusty hinges comes to me from the hallway, followed by the quick patter of footsteps. I spin around and look down the dimly lit hallway, seeing the door to the bedroom Olivia was in is open now. There are only two other doors in the hallway, one leading to another bedroom and one to a bathroom. Both doors are open. She's going to kill you, kill you, kill you. She's going to kill me, I say. Without thinking, I step over to my brother's body and pull the hatchet out of his back. I head for the front door and try to open it, but it's stuck. It won't open. Moving to the window, I raise the hatchet and hit the glass with it. The hatchet bounces off, leaving barely a mark on the glass. Kill her and you can leave. My headache intensifies. The cabin grows hazy. The shadows get longer and darker. They dance insane jigs like creatures made of darkness, trying to escape into this reality. I should have never come to this cabin. I knew it was too good to be true. We unleashed something evil. There's the sound of breaking glass. The patter of footsteps comes again, followed by that freakish laughter. Kill her before she kills you.
He won't kill me!
Olivia shouts maniacally from the hallway. I hear her running down the hall toward the living room. An impulse takes hold, and I grip the hatchet tighter. She won't kill me. I won't let her. I run away from the front door, headed for the hallway. Olivia and I converge at the hallway's end. She has a piece of broken mirror clutched in one hand, the glass biting into her skin, drawing blood. Screaming, we raise our weapons and slam into each other, bouncing off and losing our footing. We end up sitting across from each other on the floor. The hatchet is buried in the base of Olivia's neck. The shard of mirror sticks out of my chest. Here is the face of a demon, with white eyes and snarling, discolored lips. But just before she collapses onto her back, that demonic face fades. It's because she's dead, and the demon is no longer in her. One of the wall panels in the living room suddenly opens on its own. I look over at it, unsurprised, as if I knew there was a secret passage hidden there all along. Am I in a movie? I ask. But who am I talking to? Myself? It seems like I am in a movie. The sense of déjà vu is unmistakable. Go through there. It's the only way out. I struggle gingerly to my feet, trying my best not to jostle the shard of glass sticking out of me. I move into the dark passageway and see that it leads down a flight of wooden stairs. I take the stairs down and find myself in a cellar. At the top of the stairs, the secret door closes. There's an elaborate stone etching covering the entire floor. Blood drips through the boards from above, splatting into the etched grooves of the strange carving. Lit candles provide illumination, allowing me to see that there is no exit here. There is no way out. As I turn around to head back up the stairs, my headache intensifies. I wrench my eyes shut and stumble. "Take it out." There's a sudden banging from upstairs, and the shrieks of unholy entities fill the air. An image solidifies in my mind. One of Olivia and my brother Ethan at the top of the stairs, banging on the secret closed door. Only it's not them. It's their corpses, each inhabited by something very evil and very dead.
"Take it out and you will stop it all. You will save the world."
I shake my head.
"I don't want to die." "Take it out." "No."
The ground shakes under my feet and my headache multiplies. I scream out and fall to my knees on the etched stone slab. The pain in my head makes the wound in my chest seem like a minor cut. The shrieks grow louder and the earthquake becomes more violent.
"Take it out and it will all be over."
I can no longer think straight. All I want is the pain to be over. I reach up and pull the shard of mirror out of my chest. Blood pours out of the wound and into the channels in the stone slab. I fall onto my side, feeling the life drain out of me as the shaking and shrieking fade away.
"See, that wasn't so hard, was it, Frank? Not too bad. I told you. The easy part is drugging them and installing the implants. The gas we pump into the cabin only does so much. Sure, it makes them hallucinate, but people are stupid. They have to have a voice in their heads telling them what to do. We really came close to ending the world before we figured that one out. And let me tell you, modern technology has made this job 100 times easier. It's... Bob? What, Frank? The mic is still on. Oh, shit. Yeah, he's still alive. Nah, it's fine. He's almost gone. Look at his vitals, fading fast. At least you didn't lie to him about saving the world. Yeah, that's true. It's for the greater good. The gods demand their sacrifices. I just wish people would be willing to kill themselves to keep humanity going, you know? I don't know what's wrong with society today. Everyone's so selfish. Well, would you do it? Hell no, Frank. What are you, crazy?
I listen to all this with mounting rage, but there's nothing I can do about it. I've just been manipulated into killing my brother, his girlfriend, and myself. But there's nothing I can do. I've lost too much blood. I have no strength left in me. So I do the only thing I can.
"Fuck you, Bob. And fuck you, Frank,"
I say.
"You guys suck."
As far as last words go, they're not the greatest, but they're better than nothing.
"We're lost, Dad,"
I said.
"We're not lost, Bryson. Stop saying that. We're just off the beaten track. We're having a little adventure. I've been coming to these woods since before I was born," I interrupted. I know, but we're still lost."
My dad shook his head and trudged through the woods, dry pine needles crunching under his boots. He meant well, but sometimes meaning well can get you killed. Besides, I wanted to sleep in my own bed, eat real food, and take a freaking shower. We'd been out in the woods for 3 days already. Granted, I had agreed to 4, but now I was afraid we'd be out here for much longer.
"Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Look at that.
My dad said.
A cabin."
I peered through the trees where he was pointing and saw the cabin. I could barely see it through the pines, thanks to the fading daylight. But the fact that there was a structure there meant we were on the right track. Or so I thought at first. As we moved toward the cabin, I saw that it looked abandoned and there was no road leading to it. It did have intact windows though, even if they were grimy with dirt. There was no porch, just 3 narrow stairs that led to the front door, which was closed. My dad knocked on the door.
"Hello? Anyone in there?"
"This place looks legit abandoned," I said. "There's no one in there."
"It doesn't hurt to be sure."
After calling out again, Dad tried the handle and found that the door was unlocked. He pushed it open and peered into the darkened interior. Then he clicked on his flashlight and we went inside. There were odds and ends around the cabin, but it didn't look like anyone had been there for a while. Most of the stuff was really old and caked in dust. There was no electricity, no appliances, and no furniture other than a broken rocking chair lying on its side in the main room. There was a bathroom, but no running water. Still, the floor seemed sturdy, and the roof looked like it would keep water out if it did storm. We unloaded our supplies in the main room, and Dad started heating water on his jet boil for our freeze-dried dinners. I was stretching out on my sleeping pad when a thump came from the front door. Dad and I looked at each other.
Wind's picking up,
He said with a nervous smile.
Probably a branch or something hit the door.
Yeah, I said. Probably. I watched him look out the window next to the door. But since the panes were coated in grime and we had 2 camping lanterns on inside, I doubted he could see anything out there. He stepped to the door and opened it. A moment later, he shut it again.
Nothing,
He said. Another thump came from the back door of the cabin, followed by another. I'd always thought of my dad as kind of a chicken, but at that moment, I was glad he was there because I was legit scared. There was no doubt about that. Something was out there, and we both knew it. But Dad was putting on a brave face.
I'll go see,
He said.
Don't,
I said.
just stay here. It's probably nothing, maybe an animal.
He said. But as he moved toward the stubby hallway that bisected the back of the cabin, he grabbed his small camping hatchet from his pack. I lost him from view as he went down the hallway, but I heard him open the back door. There was a freaky, inhuman screaming sound, and then something clattered to the wood floor. Jumping up from my sleeping mat, I moved to the hallway and looked down. The back door was still open, and the camping hatchet was on the floor. There was no sign of my dad. I ran down the hallway, which took all of 4 strides, and stopped at the back door. I looked out into the night, at the trees swaying in the wind.
Dad?
I shouted in the darkness.
Dad!
Something big moved out in the trees, something really big. There was the clamorous sound of large branches breaking. I slammed the door shut and ran back to sit on my sleeping mat. The ground shook and branches snapped on the trees closest to the cabin. Hugging my knees to my chest, I began to sob. I was only 17, which had seemed a mature age just hours before. Now I felt like a child again, crying for his father after the mental thrashing of a terrifying nightmare. The noise faded before long, but I did not stop crying for a long time. And when the back door flew open, I screamed out in fear. Jumping up, I ran to the front door and prepared to bolt into the rainy night. But I looked back over my shoulder and saw my dad stumbling down the short hallway to me. His clothes were torn, revealing bloody wounds underneath. He was covered in mud and something that looked like saliva. But his eyes were the worst. They were the wide chasms of bottomless pits down which sanity could so easily disappear. He grabbed me and pulled me with him out into the night. As we moved through the woods surrounding the cabin, I saw the extent of the damage to the trees. They looked as if a miniature tornado had come through, ripping branches off and depositing them on the ground, or simply leaving them hanging from thin threads of pale wood. My dad dragged me through the rain and the thunder and the lightning, and he never let go of me. Not until we finally made it back to the car an hour before the sun came up. We never went back for our stuff, and we never went camping again. He hasn't been the same since. That look never truly left his eyes. The years have dimmed it, but it's still there. It probably always will be. To this day, my father hasn't told me what happened to him that night. Although I've asked once or twice in the years since, I never really wanted to know. But I'll always remember the words he muttered as he drove us home after the ordeal. He kept repeating them under his breath as the windshield wipers beat the rain away and the headlights struggled to pierce the wet darkness. "Not human," he said. "They're not human." The screeching sound of door hinges is followed by a smack. I can't help but jump, even though I know it's coming. As I leave the bedroom of the secluded cabin, I look back at my wife, Teresa, who's pulling her pajamas on with a terrified look on her face. I know I locked the front door. I know it with 100% certainty. And now it's open, the wind blowing it into the wall. At least, I hope it's the wind. Ever since we got to the cabin several hours ago, strange things have been happening. The door suddenly opening while we were trying to sleep is just the latest. They were little things, most of them. Little enough that we could shrug them off. But now, I'm not so sure. My heart races as I poke my head around the corner to look at the front door. A breeze slams the door into the wall again. I look around the cabin's dark main room, seeing shadowy lumps of furniture. I grope around for a moment until I find the hallway light switch, but it doesn't work. Just like the bedroom light didn't work when I tried it only moments ago. This is not good. Creeping into the room, I spot the fireplace tools and then rush over and grab the heavy poker. Then I run to the front door and slam it shut. I know I locked it. I know it. After looking around for a minute to make sure all the windows are closed and locked, I head back to the bedroom. Teresa stands just inside the bedroom door, hugging herself in her pajamas. I'm about to ask her what she wants to do when I glimpse a face staring in through the bedroom window. It's a ghastly pale face with wide, cloudy eyes and a mouth stuck in a yellow-toothed grin. Fear shoots like a rocket inside, exploding panic in my head.
Move!
I shout, reaching forward with my free left hand to grab my wife. As we move out of the room, the masked figure ducks away from the window.
What?
Teresa shouts.
What is it?
There's someone out there.
I say.
We need to go.
I grab the keys from the kitchen counter and we run out the front door. I whip my head in every direction, looking for the masked figure, but all I see are dark trees. We get to the Toyota SUV and I unlock it with the fob. As we get in, I hand the fireplace poker over to Teresa and start the car. The wheels kick dirt and rocks into the undercarriage before they gain traction, and we reverse down the narrow, tree-lined drive. As we go around a gentle bend in the dirt driveway, I see the figure standing in the middle of the path. Teresa looks back as I reflexively slow down.
Go!
She screams.
Just go! He'll move!
She's right. I jam on the gas and barrel toward the guy, still turned in my seat to look out the back window. But the guy doesn't move. Not at all. At the last moment, I lose my nerve, thinking how it could be some kid just pulling a prank. After all, he hasn't actually threatened us. Not explicitly. The wheels lock as I slam on the brake pedal, but it's too late. The Toyota skids on the dirt and slams into the guy. His head cracks the back windshield before he's pulled under the vehicle. As the SUV finally stops, I look into Teresa's eyes.
Holy shit! I hit him! Just keep going.
She pleads.
We'll go to the police. Just don't stop. Keep going. I just hit a person.
I say, eyes staring through her. I put the vehicle on park and reach for my door handle.
Jacob, no! Don't get out! Please, don't get out!
I might have just killed a man, I tell her, my voice stripped of emotion. I need to see. I step out of the vehicle and crouch to look at the man. But I quickly see that it's not a man. It's a dummy. I can see the pole that was used to make it look like it was standing. Given how it cracked my back window, I figure it's one of those heavy, lifelike dummies they use in movies.
Jacob!
Teresa screams. I hear the sound of running footsteps and look over my shoulder to see a figure dressed the same as the dummy sprinting toward me, giant knife in hand. I jump back into the driver's seat and go to shut the door, but the guy catches it with one hand. He slashes me with the knife, gouging a wound in my left arm. Panicking, I put the vehicle in reverse and go to hit the gas. But before I can take my foot off the brake pedal, something flashes past my face from the passenger seat. The tip of the fireplace poker sinks through one of the cloudy white eyes of the mask and into the real eye beyond. The guy freezes, knife still held up as though he's about to cut me again. But he doesn't. Blood seeps down the guy's neck from under the mask. Teresa grunts as she jams the poker further in until the hooked part presses against the mask. The guy drops the knife and stumbles back, pulling his head off the poker. He falls into the woods at the side of the driveway. I look over at my wife, the bleeding gash in my arm suddenly forgotten.
Can we go now, please?
She says, smiling weakly. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy these stories, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and check out some more of my episodes here.